Yeah. This lobby, the elementary, most of us, we all started out Melton.
They had these little things there.
Mr. Donaldson was the
principal.
principal.
Was the principal for us,
And Mrs. Knoll, right?
Mrs. Knoll.
Was the secretary.
And I remember one of the highlights, was when you could walk into the office, lay down a dime and buy a pencil,
Oh, yeah.
It was a big deal to go to an office and get a supply. I remember I'd tell my mom and dad, I need a new pencil.
Yeah.
I didn't, I just wanted to make the trip to the office.
Well, then they had the football pencils, and you had to collect all of them.
Yep,
Oh.
absolutely, especially down the elementary at the machines. That was a whole new thing, that was one of the joys. We mentioned, Christmas time, wasn't there a Christmas tree there?
Yes, I love the
Plants
Christmas
on
trees,
the
all the
outside.
white and the lights and change colors, and you just stand there and watch and look, it go from red to yellow to blue to green or whatever the colors were. And I loved it rotating and just the light was shining through it. It make the tree different colors. And as a kid, that was magical. Like I wanted one of those at home. I thought it was so neat. And I was so disappointed when Christmas was over and you come back to school and the tree would be gone.
It would be
Where
gone.
did they put the tree?
Of course, this right here was the gymnasium. This was our big gym.
This was Mr. Smoot.
Mr.
Malcolm
Oh,
Smoot,
yes.
our
Store.
And Mr. Storr.
Mr. Storr.
Yep, they were both around.
Gym teachers.
It was also the cafeteria for us as well,
Yeah,
back
that's
in the
where
day.
we ate at and did all that
Yeah.
wonderful stuff.
I remember in kindergarten, you'd take a little wagon or something down, and go to the cafeteria. You have a little milk wagon.
Oh, yeah.
I need, teacher would write down, you need 11 chocolates, 22 whites. And that was always a big deal, too, when you could actually run down and with the milk wagon and get the milk,
I don't remember. Did we go half a days or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were half
Oh,
days.
they were half days.
They even took a nap. I remember having little rugs.
We didn't eat
Yeah.
lunch.
I don't remember if I was
Lunch
born
there
or not,
once,
but
I think.
Yeah, we had, and that was a big deal day. It was a hot dog day.
Okay.
Yep, the kindergarten lunch day. That was one of the
Right,
highlights
yeah.
of the year.
Yeah, and I remember I had Mrs. Losey twice. She was my kindergarten teacher and my second grade teacher. And my son had Mrs. Losey this year as a substitute several times. So it's pretty amazing to think
Right,
that
That's
just,
fantastic.
my son had Mrs. Losey for kindergarten, and so did I.
Losi was my kindergarten teacher too. Went in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, because you had, did you?
I think I had O'Callaghan.
I know I had O'Callahan.
Oh, okay.
O'Callahan.
I thought I had Mrs. Lucy twice.
But I don't know if I had it
As I'm
right or
going back
not,
through,
I
I
don't
think
remember.
I had Mr. Abbott twice, but I don't think I just had Mrs. Lucy in
Oh, that's right, because he was fifth grade and.
fourth grade and sixth grade.
Fourth
Yeah,
grade
to sixth grade,
I don't know if I had that, but I'm trying to remember. So I can't remember all that. I remember some of them. I need to pull up the books and look and see who they
Let's
were.
go check out the kindergartens.
Oh, yes, I love kindergarten.
You gotta go out to the recess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
See, there used to be bathrooms.
That's
That's
it.
probably the bathroom.
Yep.
Because I remember that because I have traumatic bathroom experiences with the lunch there.
Yeah, had our own bathrooms.
Oh,
Yep.
yes. Yeah, just, well, you shared with them
Shared
across,
the
yeah.
other room
Whoever
across.
the other teacher was, you shared with them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it is. This is where it started for all of us. This
And
was
again,
Miss
everything looked
Losey's.
so small.
But it didn't look small back then,
No,
though.
back then it looked very
Everything was
And the things on the
huge.
walls to hang your stuff on.
Yep.
Little hooks.
The room really hasn't changed that much. There's more
No.
computers and some
Yeah,
things of that
we
sort.
didn't have. The sinks, I remember the sinks.
Computer
We
was.
didn't know what a computer
No,
was.
no.
They're absolutely
But
right.
I remember that you get to wash your stuff in the little tiny sinks.
Same
and-
lights, it seems like.
Yep.
Same big old speaker.
Yep.
For
You
the
know.
announcements and.
And the small
whatever.
toilets.
Yeah.
Small
Yes,
toilets.
oh, I'm sure the little Dunkin' Donuts.
Like I said, most of us had Mrs. Losey, and great teacher.
Oh, playground.
All right. I got it.
I remember, let's see,
There used to be a
recess, and our big thing was chasing the girls.
Chasing the
I remember
girls.
that I always tried to tickle Darla Fag and Chrissy Yaley. I always was after those two girls, and when we came out for recess, I remember doing that.
And climbing the
Swing on
rocket.
I love the swings. As a
Yeah.
kid, that's what
Yeah.
I wanted to do.
And the big rock.
And the big rocket, climbing the rocket was my favorite thing to do
Yeah,
in
they had
kindergarten.
the slide and the merry-go-round
That's right.
Yep.
that they've
Yes.
since obviously taken out.
Yes.
Because I remember the big mess and with I think it was Rep Morris. Was he the one that fell?
Flew off, yeah.
Flew off and was underneath the.
Yeah.
Well, that was the big
That was the
merry-go-round,
big-
right?
Big merry-go-round.
Because I was terrified of merry-go-rounds
hit him
after
in the
hearing that
head.
story.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
I was.
remember blood all
over the
Yeah, I
playground.
was told
All
that
over
somebody
the
had,
playground.
that somebody fell under and had, and
I was thinking about this morning. I remember
Really?
I remember
Yes.
walking around the playground and
Even
looking
now,
for the
when my
drops.
kids get on merry-go-rounds, I get nervous. I'm afraid they're going to fall off and get hurt. And it's like an unreasonable fear because I remember that story, and I never knew what happened to the kid. I thought that they died or something.
Yeah, I think that was the most
always
serious.
afraid of them.
That was the most dramatic injury I can
Yeah.
remember ever a
You know,
classmate
I've
having.
lost teeth
That's
on the
right. Yeah.
playground. I've had my glasses broke on the playground and random things because it's just what happens when you're young and you're doing stuff.
Was it Chris Foster that changed?
Lost and found box is still here.
Oh my
The year we were
goodness.
here in kindergarten.
There's
Yeah.
probably some of our stuff still in there too.
Yeah, I've probably got an old jacket in there or something.
Yes.
Bit on. I want to at least get a set of lockers from the high school. That's all.
Oh, that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the
You graduated kindergarten, worked your way up into first, second grade. Most of the classrooms, you know,
right. They've got the lockers in the
were
wall.
like this. Yep, the
The
cubby holes.
cubby holes against the wall to put your stuff, random stuff in. The desk. I love the desks with the little
Yep, you had your desk with little.
with your stuff in it.
Jeez.
Yeah. You had a big locker all to, you know, you might have had to share it with somebody. I think everybody had a
Yeah, we
partner
all
back
had
in
locker mates.
the- Yeah. So.
I don't remember who my locker mates were, but we
A lot
all.
of times it was alphabetical,
Yes,
so
yeah,
you know.
you got
Do this and
somewhere in the
decide
middle. I was always in the middle.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't envy who has to go through.
Get the boxes.
And
Oh, pack
try to
everything up.
decide what they're taking,
What they're
not,
keeping. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, because I was talking to Mrs. Yan about that, and she's like, she's going to be teaching second grade next year. So all of her first grade stuff gets packed up and goes to the first grade classroom with the teacher that's switching with her, and then all the second grade stuff's going to, you know, all of her stuff that she uses by herself is going with her to her second grade classroom.
I'm a base.
See what is
Yeah, I don't remember too much about second grade, you know, and what I do remember is little things like Kelly Dietrich was in my class.
Yeah.
And that was the year the school stopped giving out peanuts and raisins at lunch.
Oh.
So my teacher grabbed all of them, and so after we came back from recess, we'd get a spoonful of raisins, a spoonful of peanuts.
Oh, good grief.
you remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Tom's
So
got a good
Kelly
memory.
didn't like raisins, so I'd give him my peanuts,
And
he'd
he'd
give me
give
the
you
raisins.
raisins.
That was a great little deal, we did that all year long.
That is. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
That was one of the little silly things I
Yeah.
remember
Oh,
from
yeah.
second grade.
See, you've got a good memory, Tom. I remember I went to school here. I remember that much.
Peanuts, like I said, yeah. Those have been on there forever.
Years ago.
What's that?
I had a good memory 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I just had birthday yesterday. I'm getting old.
It was Mrs. Thaxton, like you
Yeah.
said. Yeah. Didn't she have a little clap she had?
Yeah.
You know,
That's right. Yeah.
something like
That's
that.
right,
yeah.
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 If she
Like I
wanted
said,
to
I
be
remember that
quiet.
she had the little
Yeah.
mouse that had
Yeah.
the big ears,
Ears.
and he put his ears over when we were too loud, and then he put them up when we
That's
were
right.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I remember that because I bought myself a little mouse because I thought it was so neat. I had to have a little mouse
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I remember the mouse, I remember the clap.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. I totally forgot about it.
See?
This was the little Jim.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
little
Little
Jim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we can. You're right. The little Jim.
Yeah, you know. Little Jim.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it looks like they're using this for the packing up staging area too. Like
They
that-
still use the Jim.
that's
though.
a-
Well, they
yeah,
go outside a lot though.
yeah.
But I remember, yeah, you have to.
Mr. Store, a dodgeball is what I remember
Yeah.
playing.
Oh, dodgeball. I was actually not bad at dodgeball either
Yeah.
because I was hard to hit.
I was terrible throwing it.
Oh yeah, but I was tiny.
Yeah.
You were tiny too, so you probably could avoid it. But I
Oh,
couldn't
good.
throw it.
That's the game I played. Like I'd be the guy they'd throw at, and I'd dodge it, and then usually
Yeah.
I think Dwayne Potts a lot of times he had a decent arm.
see, but I ended
He'd
up
be
being
back
like
there, and then he'd
The
be
last
the guy.
one standing, and then my team would be
Yeah.
like, "Go, carry." And I'm like, you know, I can't throw.
Hours and hours of playing dodgeball in this room.
Right. We sure
Right.
did.
Little foam balls
The little
was.
scooters with the
parachute.
wheels on them.
Is that-
Remember those?
That was like first, second grade. It was down there in the
Yeah,
elementary.
big
That was a big thing.
The
The
parachute.
big
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
Big.
underneath it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
parachute.
Yeah.
And I remember the little scooter thingies with the wheels. And
You're
you
right.
go and you have the races with
Well, we
those.
do that in here a lot too.
And
We
then
have
square
little
dancing.
scooters.
Didn't we square dance in here?
Yep.
That's right.
Square
That's
dancing
where
was-
we
because
practiced
I remember
before we went out.
practicing for doing the old-fashioned days. We do the square dancing in here.
That's right. I just
Yeah,
talked
the
to
old
my.
radio, drop the needle, and
That's right. I just talked to my first square dancing partner yesterday. She's coming
Yeah.
back for the
See,
reunion.
Kelly?
well, my brother-in-law
Kelly.
was my square
Yeah.
dancing partner one year.
Really?
Jerry, remember they paired me with Jerry one year?
Yeah.
Because I thought nobody had a partner. It was, we partnered in the end, and I was the shortest girl in the class, and he was the tallest boy, but we were partnered for square dancing, and it was the funniest thing.
No kidding.
You know, he's my brother-in-law, so it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, this room was never meant to be a gym, but
No,
Yeah.
it's been a gym forever, though.
It's been a
Is
gym
he-
as long as
is
I
he
can remember.
Still around here? or-
Yeah, they live in Kettering.
Really?
But he's not coming to the. He's going down to North Carolina for my nephew's first communion, so he's
Oh,
not going to
really?
be at the alumni
He's
dinner.
not gonna be. Oh, okay.
My husband's coming now.
That's good.
That's
I'm
great.
dragging him.
The
along.
little
we had, hey, we
gym.
have a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, I was on the list, and I'm like, that's cool. Was art in that room, or was that?
Yep, this was the art room.
It's still the art room.
It's
yeah.
still the art room. Yeah, it hasn't changed at all.
Mrs.
Sparrow.
Bellis.
Miss Sparrow.
Oh, Sparrow the dog. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mrs. Sparrow. I remember that.
Yeah. This was the cool wing, 3rd and 5th grade, you know, you got in the new wing, you know.
Right.
This was the new building.
I thought you were big
Where was
time.
4th grade at?
4th grade was right over here in the hall.
Yeah,
down the
that little
hallway.
bit of hall before they turned it.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
this
it
was,
was 3rd, 4th, 5th, right? Because 5th was
Yep.
upstairs, right?
That's right.
yep, 5th grade was
Yeah, I remember that.
upstairs.
And then
And then when 6th was the long wing,
long
then we
wing.
went over to
That's where I had
McKinley, then we
Abbott
came back,
the
and then
first
6
time.
was switched again, and they
and
switched to our.
switch, 6 was just
6
down
was
that
there,
hall.
and then 7th and 8th were the long, yeah.
way.
But this, you
Yeah.
know, 3rd grade, you know, like I
This
said,
is
you're,
third,
you're in the
yeah.
new building, you had, you know, the new
Yeah,
wing.
downstairs.
You're
new wing.
downstairs,
Yeah, this was-
you,
Yeah, I think I had Mrs.
Yeah.
Arnold, I'm pretty sure.
you didn't have the troughs in the boys' bathrooms, you had individual, that was a big
See,
deal.
I wouldn't know what the boys'
Yeah.
bathrooms were like,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Only been the
Contest to
girls.
see Who could stand at the end of the trough and
Yep, yeah. All kinds of
Yeah, I'm
stories.
glad I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in 5th grade, me and another guy were like, we decided we're going to use that trough, you know, that stool all year long, and we did. But somebody picked up on it about halfway through the season, so it'd be halfway through the year. I walked in the bathroom, there's like 5 guys in line waiting to use that one, trying
Yeah.
to get me to go to
So do a
another
different
one.
one.
Well,
Which I didn't, and you know, it was the second one from the left. To this day, I walk into a bathroom, I instinctively go
To the second
to the
one.
second one from the left. If there's
Okay.
no
I was
one in
I was
that. It's
banned
terrible.
I was banned from being able to use the bathroom with the other boys for quite a while because me and Billy Campbell got at the end of each stall
Yep.
or in trough and
Distance
tried to
contest.
see who could be the farthest
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
peed on him.
All right.
So he came running out and said,
Scott,
Scotty Vogel peed on me! So, yeah, so I had to stand in the hall and wait until every other boy went through before I could go and go to the bathroom.
Oh,
The multi-purpose room downstairs,
It-
or was it up here
I
where
know-
we would have movies and we would sit kind of in the dark and they
Oh, was
had
it the
movies projected
cafeteria,
on
was it?
It might
on the
have-
screen.
I don't remember
Like for
There were
different
two.
things in classes.
Right, yeah, we had,
It's-
I think it was up here.
Sitting.
Okay.
And then once in a while, we'd all get together down in the, you know,
Yeah.
the big gym, and see Laurel and Hardy.
But we
or,
would just see like
yeah. But there was-
educational type
Right,
movies.
right.
I think
yeah.
it was down.
Yeah, because
think
I
it was
always remember that was where, you know, when I started liking girls, that's where
Yeah.
you always tried to ask the girl if you could hold their hand, you know, while you were watching the movies. And
I think
you don't remember those days?
No,
Come on,
I'm
come.
not commenting.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He's gonna
remember
do
that.
But by the time we got to that age, he was the one all the gals were gaga
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Kyle was our Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
He had the feathered hair, and
Yeah,
all the
that's
girls
right.
like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you
I got
were,
tired of hearing your name, Kyle.
you were the man.
You were the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Miss Bernheisel's room, I believe. That's where I had 5th grade. Dr. Rammel, she was over here, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's right.
Yeah, she had-
Yeah, yeah.
I remember her
Tried to teach me long division, you
Miss
know.
Bailey was at the end.
Miss
Oh, that
Bailey.
was who I think I had.
And it was
Yeah.
a Miss
That sounds
Shade.
familiar.
Was it Bailey and Shade at the
Yeah.
end?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
because did we
Was
switch?
it Bernheisel?
Bernheisel and Rammel were
Oh, yeah,
together.
yeah.
Lambert and Kaiser.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds
That's who I
right.
had.
Yeah, because I had Bailey, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember I sat, me and Chris Geister was in the other one, and I would sit, and we had
Yeah,
those little pinball machines.
I used to
And
leave
we'd have them at
notes.
each other's desk,
Yeah.
and we'd sit there and play.
To the desk, the person that had the desk when I wasn't in it. I remember
Yeah.
that. I'd leave them notes, and I think Steve Rice had the other desk with me at one time,
Yeah.
too, and I left him notes for some odd
Yeah, I remember
random things.
social studies, I got the highest grade on that proficiency test, but yet I could barely carry a C
Oh my God.
because I was playing pinball. Pinball came
Playing
from-
pinball.
Oh, that's great.
That's ridiculous.
Pinball wizard, that's good.
Yeah, I think this room right here was the movie room.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now, Scott.
I put on Facebook not too long ago, that's where I tried to get Jenny Anderson to be my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think everybody wanted
What was
Jim.
in this room?
Everybody
I know,
wanted.
but that's Mr. Williams now, so it doesn't look anything like
Oh, was it
did.
in that room? There was something else in that room too.
Was Art ever upstairs?
I thought Art was upstairs at one time.
Maybe it was.
I
Yeah,
really
it might have been both.
I think
You
Art
say,
was
I think we had
upstairs.
it.
Right.
We had it
At one
both
time.
places.
Yeah, I thought we
I
had
think
it
it was
here.
upstairs at one time. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
But I remember Jenny Anderson, she told me that I just wasn't tall enough and I needed to have blonde hair. So I told her I was going to take a pill overnight that I had, and I would come back to school the next day, have blonde hair, be
You know
tall.
why she wanted
My
blonde
son
hair?
got this tomorrow.
Because of Kyle. He had blonde hair.
You
Yeah.
think of a little girl here this was.
Yeah,
This was
I don't.
fourth
Elementary
grade.
and middle school.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about the middle school too
Oh.
much, to be honest.
You gotta look
One of
at it
our-
as a positive.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fellow
That's kind of
classmates.
ironic that that's the
Yep.
building that's going to be left standing, is the one they kicked us out of.
Yeah, that is the irony of it all. You
I
know,
love
It
that
is.
building.
You know,
and we
we-
don't get our handprints in the wall. We never
Um,
got to put our handprints.
I'm so glad we got a chance to be in the McKinley building for a year. I really was.
I loved
didn't.
McKinley.
I
I
loved
love
it.
the freedom.
Walking across the street to go to
I love that.
gym and to
And then
And I
the-
had band too, so I got to do
lunch
extra
and
for that.
you
Big
felt like you were
rooms.
part of the high school, group.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
that's
we
stuff.
get that for a year, the a la carte line,
Yeah.
and then we're back here with
yeah,
the
that's true. We did
kindergarten.
have, yeah. I
Then we're
remember
back
that.
here with the kindergarten kids in
Yes.
8th
It
grade.
was like a slap in the
And
face.
it was so crowded in these hallways. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you could barely get from class to class, It was
Well, because
just,
I had to put the lockers in, and then
Yeah.
I was always worried I wouldn't make it to the next class
I
in
was gonna say,
time.
because these lockers
Yep.
weren't here
Yeah.
until the middle school.
I
yeah.
can remember
Right.
here.
Because they were in our classroom before,
Yeah.
and they did this, they had to put the lockers
We all
in.
understood why we had to come back over here as the middle school, but I don't
Right.
think any of us liked it.
No,
In
no,
the
I mean,
sixth
I
grade year,
understood.
Yeah.
I volunteered to get a whack for Mr. Thompson.
Oh,
And we came out in the
Yes.
hallway and a class walked by. And so he waited, and then he's like, Pinkerton, I've been waiting to do this all year. And then someone else walked by and he stopped again. And he goes, I need a witness. And he got Mr. Johnson, and he had Thompson backwards with chalk.
Right.
And he raised me up. I went flying, and we went to Cedar Point the next day, and I had a bruise across.
that's my love. I did that. I did that in 8th grade with Mr. Stratton.
Oh, Stratton.
Yeah, and he had his
yeah.
name carved in the paddle.
That's what I remember.
I had an
that,
inverted
yes.
S on my butt
His-
for a week,
If you missed the trash can,
Yeah.
shooting. And
Yeah.
I never had him. And I walked by
Yeah.
and I'd shoot, and he wouldn't give me a whack because I wasn't in his
His
class.
class, yes,
But
yeah.
at the end,
Yes, it's
then,
awesome.
right after I got the one from Thompson, he had to outdo it.
Yeah.
So I got back to back.
No kidding. Yeah, I remember 8th grade.
Even
we-
Stratton's
we
play
were over
racks,
here.
man. Woo, they hurt.
Oh, Stratton.
I remember Jenny Anderson getting one. She's like,
Oh, yeah?
she'd be like this, and he'd
Oh,
go
yeah.
back. She'd be like, oh, wait a minute. It took her,
Yeah.
and we kept egging her on,
Right, to get
on.
one.
Finally, he
Oh.
connected. She's like, oh. That's towards the end of school, our
Hey,
8th
Coach.
grade.
This was our junior high, when we had our junior high dances.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember,
They always used to have things in here. We could guess the weight for the pumpkin one year, guess how many jelly
Jelly
beans.
beans.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, the
Yeah.
contest, yeah.
Where they take stuff from art class and put it
Yeah.
on display there.
yeah, my son came home, he had the hots for Lori Ginn, now it's Lori Parsons' little girl, Ty. She's in Colin's kindergarten class. I
Oh,
said, well,
my.
Colin, I said, you want to know something that's very interesting? I said, Lori Ginn was my first ever girl that I slow danced with at a 7th grade
Oh,
dance in
yeah.
that
7th
gym.
grade
So,
dance.
said,
I remember this
Oh,
dance.
yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Exhaust fans, that's something new.
No, we baked back in the day.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And the little tiny changing rooms and the little,
Yeah.
in there, they were
Did you know?
being very small.
One thing we didn't know in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, but we discovered quickly is 8th graders. Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to talk. Yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. It wasn't a problem in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we came back in 8th grade. We found a way to go look at the girls.
I didn't know that!
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry Pickerel. He
Yeah.
was the one
Yeah, it
that
was Carrie,
started
wasn't
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I'm sure-
there's a vent in there that you can
In one of the stalls.
stand
Oh,
on.
no.
Yep.
Yeah, and look.
We had lunch in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been in the boys' locker room
See,
before.
that thing you could get into there and sort of climb,
Oh, and that?
crawl your way in there and look right through the vent.
Oh, good.
I think we got caught.
Yeah, I think he got caught and it got fixed pretty quick, yeah. But we didn't notice that in elementary, because 8th graders, we figured that out right
I thought
now.
you used to be
The king of the
other
hill,
ones. And we're like, why did we have to bring
Just
them
the
in?
girl right there.
Oh my goodness.
Tornado girls.
Tracy,
Tracy
yeah.
Stein. Tracy Stein.
All right.
Wow.
Mine was Angie Saunders in first grade.
Kindergarten. Man, Kyle!
Kyle's way ahead of the curve.
I don't know.
I mean, real kid. I mean,
No wonder all the girls
a real
liked him.
kid, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think it was sixth grade in there with Tracy Stein
In the bathroom.
in the tornado drill area. Yeah, we had a tornado drill.
All the boiler rooms. Guaranteed to break once a winter. Get you a day off school.
Yeah,
I
well,
loved it.
another ring.
Yeah, Kelly Dietrich grandpa was the,
Yeah, down the elementary. Yeah, great
then
guy.
he moved down here.
Yeah, I think he did.
And a cousin of mine was at one time.
In middle
Ryan
school,
Baker.
was this coach's room?
I think it was coach's
Yes,
room.
coach's room.
Yep.
Yep. And anybody that knows Coach, you don't. He's beyond explanation. You know what Coach was like.
I never had
Yeah,
it.
You didn't have- oh, Coach was fun.
He was unique. But
I would get so mad because I
Okay,
could hear
Corral.
all you guys talk about, all we did was talk about this. We didn't have.
Okay,
Daryl
Corral.
Brown was in the class
could get
one
him on
time, and Coach had a sense of humor. He really
Oh,
did.
he did.
And Daryl Brown was in our class one time, and he fell asleep in class. So he's laying on the desk. He's got his feet wrapped around the back legs of the desk. So me and another guy, we on either side of him, we untie his shoestrings and tie him around the things at the desk. Coach, sees us and knows he's asleep, obviously. He sort of gave us a smile, a little grin of approval,
Yeah.
About 5 minutes later, the bell rings, rings, and we all run out and stand around the corner. You hear this smash! He was about 5 minutes. We tied him up so good. Gym class was next. He was about 5 minutes late to gym class. He just gave us a look. I don't think he ever fell asleep in class again after that.
I can remember everyone talked about
Yeah.
stories with Coach,
Oh.
gluing pennies,
Just
putting
Alamo.
his drawers upside down.
Yeah.
Yep,
Kick her out.
He was
Get him on
very
that.
particular. You
Play
could play
boys in
games
the
with him.
blinds,
Yep.
but I never had him.
But on a sweeter side, his mother had passed away the year we were in 8th grade. So a lot of us got together because we'd ask him, "What you doing for Coach? Just get out of class. What are you doing for Christmas?" Just joking around trying to get out of
Back
class.
to his house.
And he wasn't going to do anything. You could tell he was depressed. So I think we got Mr. Stratton.
Yep.
And Jenny, I think,
Yep.
helped engineer a lot of that. And we got him a tree, and we
right.
actually went to
We went
his
to his
house.
house.
And I was told every year after that, he would tell his class that story
that
about
they
how
met.
we did that.
Yeah, I remember going to his house. Great big house.
Yeah,
Out
great big house all by himself.
Somewhere between Troy and
Yeah.
Tip, if I remember
Yeah.
right.
But if you had Coach, you loved Coach.
yeah.
He was
I
a
like
great guy at heart.
Yeah.
He really
I remember I got out of it, and I will never forget it.
was.
Do you remember that something happened? You were sitting back by the window, and someone gave you a little bit of a shove.
Yeah.
And you went out
Yeah.
the window, and you came back in the door, and Mrs. Tipton wanted to know how you got outside, and he was standing looking in the window.
Yeah.
And I was one of the ones that gave him a little shove, but they thought it was somebody else. So there were two other people that came out and got cracks for Mrs. Tipton, and I didn't.
Now, didn't they have, was band in the same room?
Band.
Or was it there? I
Band
thought
was
they-
over here,
It
I
was
think.
here? I can't remember.
I tried to learn the trombone.
It was
I
over
was
there,
never very good
okay.
at it.
I know it was in band, I don't remember where the room was.
So you do remember that?
Yeah, I remember falling
Yeah.
out the window. I don't remember all the particulars. Of
Yeah.
So was it just you, or who else helped him get out there? Or do you
I don't remember.
You don't
I
wanna point
want to
the
say it
finger?
was Chris Geisler, and but all of us joined chorus in 8th
Yeah.
grade because we knew we were going on the Kings Island
Trip. Absolutely. That's why
see, I was
everybody
just
was
in
in chorus.
band.
Yeah.
So that's why we joined chorus with
Yeah.
Mrs. Tipton, and we knew we were. I want to say it was Geisler and Minton and myself.
That
and
sounds
I think
right.
that Geisler and Minton had to go to the hall to get the cracks, and
But you got out of
I
it.
skipped out of it. Yeah.
I was the runt of the class, and I
And
was
Mrs.
shy and
Tipton gave
backwards.
pretty hard cracks.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was a victim to a lot of what people would call bullying these days.
Yeah.
Made me stronger though. I really did.
Well, see, now I was in the
Yeah.
band, and then when we get to the high
Yeah.
school, I was small enough to fit in a trash can.
Yeah.
So that's what they do with me.
Yeah,
They put me in the
so-
trash can, and it was all in good fun. I knew they weren't really going to try to hurt me or anything like that. They were playing.
Got
They
that
put me in the
trash
trash
can.
can.
I think
yeah, I think she's still sitting there.
Probably, yeah, probably would. But